This boy was born with a skin color different from others. What was most astonishing was that his parents were rectangular in shape, while he was triangular. A woman was giving birth. After the surgery, the doctor handed the baby to the woman. To their surprise, the boy's color was different from that of his family. When they opened the blanket, they found the boy had a pointed head. Upon seeing this, the man immediately suspected his wife of cheating. As a result, the couple often had fierce arguments, and they kept arguing even when the boy was 6 years old. Soon, the boy reached school age. To avoid being laughed at by others, the couple put the boy on a seat and tried to press his head into a square shape. Unexpectedly, the boy turned into a trapezoid. At school, because of his strange body, the teacher compared him to others, which led everyone to laugh at him wildly. Some even said that his parents had picked him up from the trash. After hearing this, the boy felt confused and even began to doubt himself. After returning home, the boy climbed onto the sink and looked at himself in the mirror. To avoid being ridiculed again, he decided to change himself. He directly broke off the extra parts of his body and then put on a coat to cover up the wounds. Several years passed quickly, and the boy successfully completed his studies. He stood in front of a top company, filled with anticipation as he submitted his resume. After the interview, the company directly stamped an acceptance seal on it. He was extremely happy, and even his body seemed to become flawless. He thought he would finally reach the peak of his life. However, on his first day of work, his colleagues discovered his secret and started gossiping about him. This scene scared the boy. To fit into society, he picked up a knife and began to constantly change his shape. Just when the boy was very satisfied with himself, he bumped into a table. It turned out that after all his modifications, he had become a tiny figure and couldn't even reach the table. As a result, his boss ruthlessly kicked him out. At this moment, the boy felt even more desperate. He came to the front of a building and looked at the perfect people on the screen. The more he thought about it, the more envious he became. Looking at the people around him, he could only turn around and leave. Then, he stood on the road and looked at the crowds passing by, feeling extremely jealous. As a result, the color of his body turned gray. The boy left the crowd and walked into a small alley, gradually losing himself and finally falling into endless darkness.